Ladies and gents, let's have a chat about Solana in today's video. From now on my channel, you can expect Solana updates on a daily basis as well. So if you find this video valuable, of course, subscribe to the channel and like, and remember that this video is not financial advice. Now guys, in order to not digress, let's have a look at TAs for Solana. So we are on a weekly time frame. Now you are probably questioning yourself whether you should be selling your Solana with loss, considering the fact that you have purchased Solana at the top, right? Or if you should hold, okay? Well, of course, I cannot tell you what you should be doing with your own money, right? But I will tell you what is my story with Solana, right? So I have gotten into crypto in these areas, for Solana in particular, and I was lucky enough to actually accumulate Solana at levels of $23. Unfortunately, I was late to purchase Solana at 9. Okay, nonetheless, that kind of investment allowed me to cash out in here, and of course not perfectly the top, and nonetheless I have cashed out with profit, right? And that investment allowed me to allocate my profits into different altcoins, right? So that's the story. Now currently I don't hold Solana, but potentially I might scoop something out, right? So I will tell you guys what I would do, okay? Because please remember that this video is not financial advice. Now, looking at the weekly time frame, we can put a horizontal line in here and we can clearly see that Solana is holding up of a strong level of support. And we do have some confirmations starting in the previous bull cycle, as you can clearly see, not mentioning about this first level. So Solana actually respects these technicals, the horizontals, as you can clearly see, right? We had so many touches if it comes to the wicks and even candles. Well, no, actually wicks. And now at the moment we are being strongly supported in here for Solana again, right? So this is the weekly candle. Now, ladies and gents, considering the fact that we are sitting in territory of extreme fear, I would say that this is probably a good buying opportunity for Solana, considering the fact that we are sitting at what, $120. Stochastic RSI properly bottomed. Now let's have a look at the daily time frame. What's going on with Solana on a daily, right? Because of course there are going to be traders, right, that will try to take an advantage of these little swings, right? Now what we are seeing is that the overall fear and greed index for Solana in particular is in neutral area. Now we have properly bounced from this level, but now it's very questionable whether Solana is going to see the dive towards the downside or is going to spike, right? 4-hourly is showing us that Solana is pretty much overheated if it comes to stochastic RSI. Okay, we are just a little bit below neutral. And what can potentially happen, right? That's a great question. Well, since this area of a support is quite strong, I believe that it's very possible for Solana to dip into these levels. But of course, another thing that we can actually do for Solana is to have a look at the liquidity, okay? Because of course, in moments like these, when there is no liquidity in the market, when BTC isn't pumping like crazy, we have to look where the liquidity, where the stop losses actually are, right? And what market makers can potentially do. So guys, this is Binance perpetual daily time frame. More people are actually shorting Solana, and also on the 7 daily picture, we can clearly see that we've got more shorters, more people that are shorting Solana at the moment. So in this particular case, I will assume that we could see some spike towards the upside. But of course, that was just a weekly time frame, right? Let's come back to the daily. On a daily time frame, what we see is that we got some level of liquidity that got swept, and now we are being rejected here for Solana. That's a Binance heat map. Nonetheless, these guys obviously have the biggest amount of liquidity, but you can play around with it yourself. Now guys, if we are going to focus on level 122 and level 122.12, we can clearly see that there is no reason why this liquidity wouldn't be swept, at least on a short time frame, right? So let me actually go to trading view and let's do 122.12. So this is as close as I can get. Let me just zoom this in a little bit. And now, ladies and gents, looking at this scenario, if Solana is going to dip, that's going to be a 2% of a dip. Okay, if you believe that Solana might gonna dip and retest this level as a support again, you can definitely check out my link for Bybit in the description of this video, because you can pick up 6,000 USDT worth of bonuses if you want to trade this volatility. And as I said, you can find the links below this video. Now guys, coming back to Solana on a weekly time frame, what we can see is that Solana, obviously that liquidity that I've just mentioned to you, right, that's a daily time frame, but we can see on a zoomed out perspective is that we do have liquidity piling up at levels of $141. So what does it mean, right? If Solana is going to see a little bit of a more short time frame pain, I believe it is definitely possible for Solana to actually bounce towards the upside later, because what in my opinion might happen is that people are going to get more bearish on Solana. They will start shorting it as the price is slowly coming down and grabbing this liquidity that I'm just pointing out, right? Then of course more people are going to put stop losses in here, right, above the current trading price, right? And then of course that works like a magnet 98% of times, right? Of course, I'm not saying that it always has to go there, but we have to remember that the market is driven by the liquidity. Okay, so I hope that I have covered this, guys, right? To conclude, Solana's time prediction is that short time frame, I believe that we are going to see the dive of 2%, and long time frame, you saw on the liquidity heat map, these are levels of $140, right? Of course, we are going to reevaluate these charts. As I said before, you can expect Solana updates daily here on the channel, so consider subscribing if you find this video valuable, actually, right? Now, ladies and gents, let's have a look at different data, because I believe that this is very important, right? Bitcoin flashed down with the global liquidity. That's a 3-month lead. Of course, there are different kind of models. Let's say we've got 40, 70, and around 100 days. Nonetheless, we can see that global liquidity, which is in green, is going towards the upside, right? So we potentially could see a little bit of a more short pain, a Bitcoin again playing on our emotions and, you know, overall market. Nonetheless, global liquidity is going towards the upside, and that of course can resolve in positivity for Solana, right, for Solana's price. Now, ladies and gents, let's actually have a look at the DeFi for Solana. So if it comes to the TVL, we are sitting at $6.68 billion, right? So nothing really bad is happening. Now, what I would like to check is the DEX's volume, right? So let me actually zoom this in a little bit and move this thing, because we are going to focus on the most recent data, right? So we can clearly see that the volume obviously is lower, right? Even lower before this proper pump in here, right? However, it's still there. That's if it comes to DEXs. And we can also have a look at overall Solana volume, right? Let me actually get out of the DEXs, right? And we can see that Solana's volume is still quite significant. Why am I pointing this out? Well, we all know the story about pump.fun and meme coins on Solana. However, I believe that that's kind of a shakeout is normal for meme coins. Obviously they are just big casino. However, I think that Solana still has utility, right? Let me guys know what you actually hold for Solana that's built on Solana, right? Because I believe that Radium, Orca, and all of these dexes are actually quite good. Well, Ondo Finance obviously, but it's cross-chain type of a project, right? I think it was originally built on Ethereum. Nonetheless, obviously Ondo is a big deal. I'm actually holding Ondo. Regarding that, let me know what you guys hold, all right? If you find any value in these projects that are built on Solana, because obviously if layer 1 projects are doing good, I believe that strong projects that are built on them will gonna do good as well. Guys, thanks a lot for watching this quick update, and as always, peace and love, crypto.